For me, I've always been the type of guy like I care about quality over quantity. Like I never cared about having like a really high lay count with like a bunch of sixes or something. Like, ever since I was in high school, I only cared really about quality. And for me, I go for what I like. And here's the thing, guys. So you might get lucky. Like, for example, if you're one of those types of guys who it's unfortunate that your taste in women matches up with the local men. If your taste in women matches up with the local men, then you're gonna have a lot more competition for whatever women you go for. But you might get lucky. So, for example, on the BMT live stream, I told an example. I have a German friend. He's like pretty handsome. He's the type of guy that Asian girls think is really good looking. When he walks down the street, Asian girls, their eyes pop out of their head like, wow, that guy's so handsome. So for him, he's able to smash like a local nine, like maybe once or twice. If he works really hard and if he gets lucky, he's able to do it like maybe once or twice. But he's not able to keep those women because those women have access. Huh?
Well, let me ask you this. Sorry to cut you off. So would you say that damn it, I forgot what I was about to ask you. I should have stopped you sooner. Go ahead. I'll stop you to say. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, yeah, but for me, it doesn't affect who I go for. It does kind of like I've been living in Asia for 10 years now, so I do have a pretty good feel for the types of women that I'm able to get. And for me, let
me ask you really quick. Sorry, it just came back to me. So are you saying that for the guys that travel, it's just an illusion that it's easier because we're getting the leftovers that the locals don't want anyway, so of course it's going to be easy?
It's a mix, right? So like there's this fantasy in the travel community that foreign women are like more submissive, more caring, more da-da-da. And that's kind of true. On a level that is true. Like foreign women are generally more feminine than what guys are getting in America. Like I saw some of your streams and the behavior that you get from American women of like them not wanting to tell you their name or that kind of behavior. I don't think I've ever really had that where a girl, and here's the thing, guys, I cold approach a lot. Like cold approach is my main method of meeting women. I don't really do the online like swiping thing on Tinder. I go straight, like I see a beautiful woman, I go talk to her. So the majority of my experience with women is dealt from approaching them in person. That's pretty much how I do things. So yeah, it is true that it seems that foreign women are a lot more feminine than what Western women. But it also is true that a lot of these guys are going overseas and they're going for the women that local guys don't want. So of course, like a local girl, if she's like a not super high value woman, she's probably gonna work harder. Like here's what, like it's really true, guys. Like the more beautiful a woman is, usually the lazier she's gonna be. Like if you're trying to get like a nine, you want that nine, she's not gonna wash your dirty underwear. A six will wash your dirty underwear with maybe a smile. Like she'll smile while she's washing your underwear. But a nine is not gonna wash your dirty underwear. Because she has like celebrities and like billionaires hitting up her phone saying, hey, you wanna come ride in my Lamborghini? You wanna like, can I take you shopping? Can I fly you out? So she's not gonna be happy to be, your servant. So yeah, it's like a mix.
I would agree with that. So what you're saying, the nines and tens in pretty much most of the countries I've been to aren't that much different when it comes to that lazy aspect that you're describing, but they are nicer. So are you saying that if you do want those women that will cook and clean and, do all the stuff that we fantasize about, that they should lower their standards?
So here's the thing. Like we talked about a second ago, the more attractive a woman is, like think about it, like even us as men, like we both have a lot more options with women because we left America. So we have a lot more options compared to like when we were like younger and we were stuck in one place. So we're probably a lot more picky and demanding about women compared to like when we were didn't have as many options. And that's what it's like for a beautiful woman. The more beautiful the woman is, the more options she has, like probably the more picky and demanding she's going to be. And she's going to be like probably not going to put out a lot more effort compared to a woman who has less options. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You don't have to lower your standards. Like you can get some pretty high compliance from beautiful women. But I'm saying that there reaches a limit. It's like we had a discussion about game. Game can help you get women that you normally would not be able to get based off your looks and your place in society, right? Like you might not be like a super handsome tall guy, but game allows you to get women that it allows you to get women above your kind of level in that society. So I think with some game, you can get attractive women and you can get them on your program. Like if you want her cooking and cleaning for you, if you give her enough like emotional stimulation and motivation to do that kind of thing, you can get that kind of behavior from beautiful women.
So you can, if you have game, you can get the women that are usually inaccessible.
It increases your chances. Like there is a limit for everybody. Like I'm not going to tell a guy who's 4 feet tall and like ugly that he's going to get 9s. I've never seen that before. And I doubt he's going to get her to stick around. There is a limit to what we can achieve, but game just kind of increases your chances of hitting above your weight class.
Interesting. If you guys have a question, donate a super chat because I have my own list of questions. So can you give me an example of when you did that?
When I like hit above my weight class?
When you got somebody that's considered to be unavailable to, us.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I'm very lucky in that my taste in women does not match up with Chinese beauty standards. So for me, when I first came over to Asia, I was like cold approaching a bunch of different girls, and I did like approach a few women who like, it took me a while. Like I'm good because I think us black men, we don't really match up with like the European beauty standards. Like our taste in women is different. So it took me a while to learn that my taste in women is different than like other people's, like that other people are following a European beauty standard and I'm not. So, for me, I would approach a girl who's like considered like an 8 or a 9 in China, and I think she's hot, but I'm like, she's just like another hot girl to me. And my white friends would see her and they're like, bro, that's like a 9, that's like a 8+ or something. And for me, it's like, just a normal girl. But after doing that like hundreds of times, like cold approaching women, you kind of learn like, okay, I'm able to get these types of women. I'm not able to get these types of women. And these types of women here, and that's in society, is considered a lot higher. So I had a few instances where I got like a girl who's maybe like a 8+ in society. And but she's usually like the tall kind of model looking type. And for me, that's okay, but it's not my ideal. It seems like for me, my ideal girl, she's probably like around a 7 max in society. Maybe she could be an 8 if she's really pretty. But like for me, it seems like the types of girls I'm attracted to are considered like a 6 to maybe 7.5 in their society. I'm lucky. I'm not really attracted to girls who are like above a 7.5. So yeah, but I have gotten girls like, that I thought were really attractive.
In the United States, how attractive do you think those same girls would be?
Bro, I don't even think they would like, I don't think I'd have a chance in America. My perception is that because like, like we got girls like, there are mediocre looking girls online, right? Like I click on Instagram all the time and I see like really mediocre looking American Asian girls. They got like thousands of guys in the comments kind of simping for them. And I'm like, bro, like this girl is like, I could walk downstairs and find a girl who's way hotter than this. But because that girl has like, Asian women are desired in America by a lot of guys. So a woman could be pretty mediocre looking and she could still have lots of choices in America. So I know for the types of girls I'm going for, even though, yeah, like a thick Asian girl who's like, even if she's kind of pretty, bro, like, bro, I'm going to have to work a lot harder, man. And thank God I don't live in America, anymore anyway.
Okay, so we got a super chat right here from Anonymous. He says, have either of you watched Global CZ's latest video about whether Asian women like black men? If so, do you have an opinion on it? No, I have not. You?
Yeah, I watched one of his videos. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like I know you did a live stream on Global CZ. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I feel like Global CZ, I think he has kind of like a victim mentality when I look at his videos. It's like he's always like, complaining about, hey man, like they don't treat the black man good over here. They don't want us over here. We're like outsiders. He has that kind of victim mentality, and I think that's kind of holding him back in life. I just don't like. It seems like every country he goes to, he's like, yeah, man, us black men. It's like, this ain't our place. We're like, blah blah blah. So I'd be careful. I take everything he says with a grain of salt, and his experience with Asian women could be different if he was like. I don't see how he interacts with women. I haven't seen any recordings of how he behaves around women. I don't know. I don't know what his stats are. So you got like, who are these guys that are telling you? So look, guys, I think a lot of us know. We know like AMS, right? Like that guy who he did like alpha male strategies. AMS, he gives dating advice, but AMS, if you guys don't know, he's like 6'7". So AMS, he's 6'7", really big bodybuilder guy, and he's giving dating advice to a lot of guys who are not 6'7". So you got to know that the dating advice that AMS uses as a big guy at 6'7", it might work a lot better for him than it does for a lot of other guys. And Global CZ, he doesn't look particularly tall. His style doesn't really seem to be particularly attractive for Asian women. So you got to take that into account. Like, hey, this guy, maybe he doesn't really style himself to be attractive to Asian women. So that could affect his results with women.
Interesting. I will agree that